Hi, Junk Journal friends. It's Stacy at JunkyCatJunction, and I have been MIA for about a month. When I looked back and saw when the last video I posted, the date of my last video, it was a month ago, which is just crazy to me. But I've been so busy and I got sick, so I don't know, life has just gotten in the way of my crafty fun time that I get to spend with you, which is unfortunate. But I am here today, and today I have a special announcement, I guess, an announcement of sorts. I recently went over 200 subscribers, and I am so excited about that milestone. I know it's a drop in the bucket, and we're just going to grow slow here at JunkyCatJunction, but I'm super proud of at least getting to 200, and in honor of that milestone, I first of all wanted to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. And also, I wanted to recognize a few people with whom I could not have done this without their encouragement and some support. So I'll start with Carrie the Paper Monkey. Even before my very first video, Carrie and I were starting to develop a little virtual friendship, and she's just been such an encouragement, such a cheerleader and champion, like she is with so many people, so many creators. If you know Carrie, and I know everyone on my channel knows Carrie, so to know Carrie is to love Carrie. And so Carrie, thank you so much for being a cheerleader from even before I started my channel. Also, Tracy Hines, aka Nanner Bananer. She is my Indiana sister, and I have appreciated her support since the very beginning. We started our channels around the same time, but my goodness, her channel has certainly taken off and grown, and for absolutely good reason. She is amazing and so creative and brings so much to the community in the way of her tutorials and just her general creativeness. So certainly appreciate Tracy. Also, Khadijah at Paint Paper Play. She has become a good friend, and I so appreciated her helping push JunkyCatJunction over the goal line. When she found out that I was close to 200, she made a special post to draw some additional interest to my channel. And in the same way, I also want to recognize Wilhelmina and Sandra at Blossom and Inspire for forcing family members to subscribe to my channel to help get me over the goal line. You'd be interested to know that Jim Ryan, Sandy, Wilhelmina's husband, he's now my most engaged subscriber. Just kidding. But she did get her husband to subscribe to help get me to 200. So I just appreciate all the encouragement, all the support, and I really, really thank all of you who I just mentioned, and also all of the other creators who have been such a source of inspiration. Just to name a few, Carla Frizzell, Maddie at Madeline Diet Designs, Joanne, aka J Cubed at Junk Journal Joanne, Jonna, the Preppy Crafty Girl, Angela, the Traveling Crafter, Amber at Thrifty Journal Shop, Tamara at Tattered Tammy. I'm so inspired by her work as well. Paper Terrace, Meg at Chasing Retro, Jen at Jen's Junk, Meredith at Pop Vintage and Home, Tracy at Tracing Dreams. I think most of those folks are actually subscribed to my channel, but a couple people who have been a really big inspiration who probably don't even know who I am. Amity Bloom and Joanna Clow, and then the creator who started it all for me on this journey, C Panda Crafts. She was gone for a while, but she is back. And so if you have not subscribed to her channel, she does a lot of vlogging types of videos, days in life, Dollar Tree hauls and things, but she also does junk journaling and other crafts. She's very talented. So those are just the few of the folks who have inspired me. There are so many others, and I don't mean to leave anybody out. Please, do not take it personally. I can't say enough about this community and how wonderful everyone is and how supportive everyone is, and how, there's just so much room for new creators. And, since I started my channel, there have been several new creators and who've arrived on the scene. And I love to show them the support that I've received. So to that end, just FYI, Sean at Recycled Messages, I want to shout her out because she's been around for a long time. And in fact, I have just recently become acquainted with her. And she's been around a lot longer than I have, from what I understand, but she just started her channel. And she has a couple of videos up. She also has a giveaway going, so go check out her channel. Every single one of these people that I just mentioned, I will link below for anyone who's not aware. Yeah, so you can go check out all of these great creators. Okay, so without further ado, I have decided, when I reached 200, or when I was approaching 200, I decided that I wanted to do a giveaway and that I wanted to make a journal to be the giveaway. So that's what I've done. And I'm going to do a flip through of the journal and, give you all the particulars about how to enter the giveaway and so forth here in just a second. But just so you know, this is, well, here, I'll just show you the journal. I started it before Valentine's Day, and the idea was to have this all wrapped up before Valentine's Day. But that didn't happen because of life. And, but it's finished now, so better late than never. It is sort of Valentine themed, but it's a little bit of Valentine's, it's a little bit of coquette, it's a little bit of French, it's a little bit of antique and vintage ephemera. It's got kind of a little bit of everything, but it's very, obviously you can tell it's very feminine, it's very, girly and pretty. So, it's, like I said, it's not strictly for Valentine's Day, although this, here, I'll just take the bow off, the little closure. This postcard was kind of the inspiration for the journal. And it is an antique Valentine postcard from, I believe it was 1909. And so I just thought it was so pretty, and I thought it would make a great journal cover. So that's why I used it. A little bit about the construction. I love to try different binding techniques. So this is actually a no-sew binding, and I learned this method from Amity Bloom, one of her videos that you can find on her channel. I will find it and link it below. But I'll get into a little more of the construction as we go through the journal. But I've got layered, fabrics and laces here. There's the postcard, and then this fabric, this blue and kind of silver fabric, and this pink lace, but it's layered up on, I don't know if you can see it, probably not. It's layered up on, come on, some corrugated cardboard to give it some depth and rise off of the cover. And then the actual covers are just 2 pieces of thinner but sturdy cardstock, or not cardstock, chipboard glued together. And then the binding is actually this piece of lace here that wraps around to the front and keeps it all together. So as I turn the pages, it will be a little clearer how it was put together. But anyway, so we have just, it's not big enough, or this kind of binding isn't really sturdy enough for a really heavy embellished dangle. So I just added this bulb pin with this little tiny frame and a cutout from another, it's a cutout from a book, but it's of roses, so it goes with the theme. And this is the back of the journal. This fabric here I got from Tracy at aka Nanner Banana in a Happy Mail, and I believe this blue fabric came from her as well, but I can't guarantee that. So anyway, we'll get to the flip through. I've tried to keep everything in here as vintage as possible. I tried to use as many vintage or antique elements as I possibly could. Although as we go through, you'll see there are some modern things in here too. So here's the first page. And the way this is constructed is with hinges. So every individual page, like this is one individual page, is hinged with a piece of something else to hinge it to the previous page. So in this case, this white punched, and I didn't punch it, it's stationery that came this way, is hinged with this piece of cardstock, scrapbook paper cardstock, to the front cover. And this is the front cover. So then you can kind of see these 2 pieces obviously are not vintage. They are from current scrapbook paper pads, but this is vintage lace. This piece here is just a cutout from, or something I tore out of a vintage magazine, or an antique magazine rather. This is vintage seam binding that I got from Sandra. And then the ephemera that I had in the pocket, this is actually, oh yeah, like there's a lot of French stuff in here too. And this is a French love letter from 1939. I have no idea what it says, but I was able to translate enough of the words to know that it's a love letter. I don't think it's racy, but I mean, even if it is, it's in French, so. And then I have this pretty bookmark, which is also a, not a cabinet card, a advertising card from a drugstore. And I just thought that was really pretty. And then a pearl button card. And I just thought that the colors kind of went with the theme. Kind of like blues and pinks and reds. So then turning the page, we have some vintage wallpaper. Now the cool thing about this binding technique is you can fold a page, and that's what I've done here. So this is a folded piece of not wrapping paper, wallpaper that is hinged with this piece of pink billhead, this piece of pink billhead, and then this is another piece of billhead. This is of course an English billhead. This is a French billhead, and then this is just a piece of a doily. And for those of you who may be aware of Amity Bloom and her washi tapes, I've got throughout the journal, I have pieces of her washi tape collection. I think it was her last collection, although it might have been the collection from the time before. But anyway, since it was her technique or binding method that I learned, I figured. And of course her washi tapes, if you're not familiar with her washi tapes, they're gorgeous. But I thought it would be fun to include those in the journal as well. So anyway, vintage wallpaper. This you may recognize if you've attended a recent Madeline Diet live sale. I got that from her, this piece of trim. And then I just glued this from February 1923 from the Ladies' Home Journal. It was an advertisement for Robin Hood, the movie. Can't think of this guy's name. Does it say? No, it said on the half that I tore off. So, but anyway, I thought that was very romantic and you know, kind of went with the theme. And then, of course, this is more washi tape from Amity Bloom. And then here's just some vintage lace and a vintage receipt and some more of Amity Bloom's washi tape. All of the washi tape is from Amity Bloom, so I'm not going to keep saying that. But here's just a piece of pink stationery that I thought went well with the color combo. And then this is another French love letter. And I just loved the purple ink that was used. And this is just washi taped in. So it can, you know, since washi tape is low tack and I didn't extra glue any of the washi tape, I'm pretty sure this could just be peeled up if you wanted to take the letter out and, you know, use it for collage or whatever. But I just thought it was pretty. And then this is a little pocket. Obviously, this is not vintage. This is from a book called Paris in Bloom. And just absolutely gorgeous imagery from Paris of all kinds of flowers and flower shops and trees in bloom. It's just gorgeous. And then there's all kinds of architectural elements in that book as well. So that's where I got this. And then this is just a journaling card that I collaged and made with some, you know, antique music paper, an antique or vintage ticket. And this is not vintage, but it is vintage inspired, but some old stamps. And this is a poem. And I had glued it down onto the, you know, the base and then ripped it off to give it that aged look. And it looks like I need to glue that little tiny piece down. And then the back just has some lined paper for writing. Tuck that back in there. And then flipping this over, make sure I'm still in camera. This is a flip out that I have Velcroed together. And it flips out like this. And all of these images, hopefully, let me scooch this a little bit. All of these images are from that Paris in Bloom book. So it just kind of accordions back together. And I have little pieces of, you can barely even see them, Velcro here holding that all together. And then actually I need to undo it again, because it folds out this way as well. So let's see, you can see all that. And again, all of these images are also from that book. Even this is, and then I just made a little cluster there. So yeah, these are all, whoops, that's not right. Let me put this back down. It goes like this. These are all little pockets. So here is a little, I don't even know what this is. I did not look up that word, that phrase in French, but this means very good, très bien. So it's just some kind of a little purple ticket, and it tucks in that pocket. And then this is another image from the Paris in Bloom book with the roses, and another piece of the antique billhead on here for writing. And then this is a tag that I actually got in Happy Mail from Meg at Chasing Retro, and I glued this little pink bow to it, so it's another place to journal. And then this is a little journaling card that I made with more vintage billhead and some of the washi tape and antique ledger and a doily. So that just tucks back in there. Get in there. Okay, I'll tuck that back in a minute. And then the last piece of this is a piece of embossed paper that I then watercolored on in kind of the color scheme, and used this vintage ribbon and a heart punch to punch the hole for it. And that is just another journaling card with the ribbon peeking out the top. So this flips over, and you can see this is this hinge here, and then Cupid's Dart is the name of a flower. So I got this, I tore this out of an antique book, floral, botanical book. And this is just a piece of vintage stationery with cupids and roses. And here's a rose playing card, and this is a rusty paper clip. This page is from the Big Little Book of Roses. So if you've ever seen any of the Big Little books, they're so pretty and have a lot of vintage images. So again, this is vintage inspired. It's not, or antique inspired. It's not actual. And then this is just a little Denison tab here. And I used my Wink of Stella to color in these gold hearts to make them a little sparkly. And that's the back of that page, which is hinged with this piece of French billhead. Little cluster. And this is reproduction Victorian scrap that I just kind of went with the color scheme. This is a page out of a almost antique diary from 1938 and 1939, February 14th. In 1938, the diary owner butchered their old sow today. And then in 1939, he worked in the woods and got a squirrel in the woods. So there you have it. Times were different in the 30s. And then this is a reproduction, antique card. Friends are flowers in the garden of life. And I truly believe that. And I am grateful to all of you who I call friends. So yeah, that just tucks in this little music pocket. So again, keeping in the theme, Little Roses Waltz, music paper. And then this is just like a little banner that I made by punching hearts out of other antique postcards. So you can see on the backs of some of them, the old stamps, some of the old writing, more old writing. I can't really flip that one up, but you get the idea. And then I just tacked it down with some of the Tim Holtz aged tape and just some, I don't know, a lady who looks like she's pining for her love. This can be a pocket, although it's very shallow, and this paper is very brittle. So do what you want with that. Then this is just an antique plate that I found very beautiful. I did Google image this phrase, but now I can't remember what it was. I'll do it again, and I'll put it in the description box down below. This is an antique calling card, and it is from Henry A. Bandow. And then this is from a book, Love Inspired. Love should run out to meet love with open arms. And I believe in that too. And that is a journaling card tag. Edith Holden from February. Can't not have Edith Holden in a junk journal. And this is the full page of that. And then this is a page from Ladies National Magazine from April of 1844. And if you start reading through this, it is pretty spicy for its day. I have not read the whole thing, but it's kind of funny. This is an antique or vintage, I can't tell what the postmark is on it, but French envelope. Love the foxing and it just looks so good. And then this is another love letter, French love letter, that I just tucked in here. Put that back in there. Oh, come on. And made this tab out of a Midway Farms 1 quart ticket. This is obviously modern scrapbook paper. It is from Hobby Lobby, and it's the Haberdashery paper pad, which is absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend this paper pad. And then this this is actually French ledger. It's more modern, but I did get it in an order of French documents. And this is February notes of the month of February. I don't know exactly what it's all about, but that is how this is hinged to this. And, you know, some washi tape and this ticket it's an old race ticket that I got from Khadijah. And this is another Victorian calling card. This one does not have a name, but it was in a scrapbook. And I think it's really cool because you can see it's like a hand. And I don't know what this was from, but it was obviously from whatever it was glued to for years. That's just tucked in there. Had to put a cat in here, even though it doesn't go with anything. I mean, it kind of goes with the colors, but it's not important. But if you're getting a journal from JunkyCatJunction, you're getting a cat in the journal. So there you have it. This is a tag that I made from a masterboard, and all of these, you know, when you get those paper pads or, you know, paper packs from someplace like Amazon, I love using those in masterboards. So, that's that. Then, I don't know. I just thought this was cool. You know, a heart, you know, because of love and hearts and you know, keeping with the love theme. But this is a vintage applique, and this was something I found online, and I printed it out, distressed it, and glued it to this piece of cardstock, and it says, "Go where your heart takes you." And then this is some vintage trim and another piece of vintage Cupid stationery and some more washi tape. And then this is another antique postcard. It's very distressed. It's very well loved. But I thought it was really pretty. And that is hinged. That's a little flip out. And here's another bill head from L'Oreal of Paris. So I thought that was kind of cool because, you know, in keeping with the feminine theme of this journal. And then this is a German dictionary page where I just kind of, watercolored a heart around the word love and lovability and lovable, and just kind of made it look a little messy. And then flipping over, this is an old from 1922 invoice from a candy company, which also kind of goes with the Valentine's and love theme. And this is just a pretty sticker. And then here is another antique postcard from Paris. Look at this handwriting. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love it. I did not try to translate any of this, but this postcard was also made in France. And then we have a receipt from the ladies' boarding club at the State Normal School. This is from October 15th of 1888, so that's old. And then this is just some poetry from a poetry book, Women and Roses. Again, feminine, roses, all kind of goes with the theme. And then this is the back page. This is some antique French ledger that I made into a pocket and distressed. And this is a tag that I made using items from my blind bag challenge from Tracy, aka Nanner Bananer. But again, it was feminine, kind of was in the right color theme. So I am including it. And I picked this piece of scrapbook paper as the hinge because it says W.C. Bell. I have no idea who W.C. Bell is, but Bell is my last name. So it's still appropriate. So there you have it. That is the little journal. And, oh, I should give you the measurements. It is about 5 1/4 by 7. So about 5 1/4 by 7. So you will get this journal, and you will get the offcuts and some other things I've been collecting, just a little goodie bag. It does say Valentine here. It's embossed or debossed into this postcard. Whoever wins, if you want me to attach a book plate to the front to kind of, so that the Valentine part of this can be covered up, I can absolutely do that. I do have this color of plate or whatever you want to call it. And I also have some silver ones on order. They'll be here tomorrow. And silver probably looks better, but you know, the vintage or antique bronze or whatever also works. So yeah, that is the journal. I hope you like it. So in order to enter it's a drawing, and in order to enter, all you have to do is be a subscriber, which there's really no way for me to verify because not everybody has their subscriptions as public, but honor system. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment under this video. You know, nothing specific, just if you leave a comment, I will, you know, write down your name and your name will go into the drawing. And there will also be another way to enter the drawing, and that will be, I'll give the details on that in my next video, which will be coming up. I'm going to record it right after this, but it will be a haul video. And yeah, so I'll talk about that in that video. So thank you so much for subscribing and liking and commenting and just supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. It was so much fun to make this journal. I'm sorry it was not completed in time for Valentine's Day, but I hope that you know, you enjoy the theme all year long. And I hope you like it. So, again, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to be entered in the drawing. And thanks again. We'll see you later on the next video. Bye.